Hi everyone, it's Cherry Enchantress. I'm here with a pick a card reading plus charm reading. And so, Charmed Intuition, my friend Liz, just wanted, suggested and encourages a bunch of us readers or anybody out there to use charms to help in divination because she finds them fascinating and so do I. So I started a little collection and it's not much, but I did do a little casting and I put them in these pouches so you could choose a pouch. The subject for today is the ancestors. Finally, I'm getting to ancestors. I'm going to use the new Angels and Ancestors cards. And this is a message from your ancestors. And so I did a pre-shuffle and cards flew out. And I feel very touched by the ancestors. Like they really were speaking to me. And it was really interesting because this deck has different categories. There's one, the main category is called Sacred Ones. And then there's separate categories like Guardians and Messages, Warrior Symbols, and Seasons. And so the ancestors, generally in every case, in every pile, threw out a Sacred One card plus an extra message, a Guardian message or a Warrior Symbol message. And so that was very helpful. And that led me to decide what additional deck to add to each pile. And so I've used Gods and Titans, Goddesses and Sirens, and the Kuan Yin Oracle as well. All right, so before we begin, I just want to share you some of my symbols. Because we're doing charms, I laid out some charms that I didn't put in my charm collection. This one, as I was cleaning it, it kind of fell apart, but it's so adorable. See, it's falling apart. It's a little telephone, and I think you could probably take the little receiver off, and it's actually its own charm box. So, I'll just store this part of it in there. But that is for pile number 1, and I think it was a pin that you put on your shirt or something like that. So cute. And I thought it would be a good thing to use for the ancestors because I was digging through my jewelry box of my grandmother, my mom, and my grandmother's jewels. And all right, so pile number 2 is also has a hidden treasure in it. So it's like this little clasp. Let me just pause to open the clasp. Magic. All right, so I unlocked it and look what's inside. So this rosary is inside. So yeah, I have a Catholic upbringing and I have actually nuns in my family. My aunt is a nun and some of my great aunts were nuns as well. Actually, I have a really interesting story. My grandfather was a priest. So it was kind of a thornbird situation with my grandfather who ran away from the priesthood to be with my grandmother. But anyway, that is for pile number 2. And I imagine this is also some kind of pin or something. It has a little chain and it was pinned to your clothes so you could instantly have access to the rosary if you needed it. And then pile number 3 is this neat little, I think this is a perfume vial, but it could be something else. But I don't think, yeah. Okay, here we go. So you untwist it, and there's, you can put whatever you want in there. It's not very big, so I would say perfume. This also has a chain on it, which I think was pinned to your clothing, and anytime you need a dab of refreshing sweet scent, then you would dab that on you. So the interesting jewels of, I'm guessing this is like 50s, yeah, 50s, 60s maybe, 60s. So anyway, and then if you want to choose from the color of the bag, we have orange and blue and red. So those are some choices. And then just let your guide kind of direct you, meditate for a moment and let your ancestors speak through you which pile is your message. But you definitely can listen to more than one or all 3. So let's breathe. Take a deep breath. close your eyes, blow out your breath. Now open your eyes and let them drift to the pile meant for you. All right, let's begin. Okay, first we have pile number 1 with the orange bag. We'll save that for later. And the little broken telephone, which may be being symbolic of communication that's a little broken, that needs to be fixed. All right, so let's see what kind of cards we have. From the ancestors, angels and ancestors, 2 came out, and they are the hunter and the guardian angel. So the hunter says, track down all of your fearful thoughts and feelings, and when you find them, you will find your desires too. So when you explore these fears, then you will know what your desires are. And this is a symbol of the Celtic god Cernunnos, and he represents, once he gets over fears, he represents the actual confidence and strength. So, and this is also about using your power to make a difference. So step up. It's time to step up. That's what your ancestors are saying. So your ancestors may be from long ago, this warrior type, hunter type. Don't be afraid, step up and face your fears. And then the guardian angel says, you're not alone. So watch for signs and reminders from your angels and loved ones that they are close by. Remember, they are working hard to guide you. So they're there for you, and you just have to call upon them and look for signs. It could be very, very well a feather that comes into view or something. So I also pulled a Gods and Titans card. Since this had kind of a masculine feel, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's for male, but it definitely can mean that there is a strong masculine fighter, hunter quality about you, whether you're male or female. And from Gods and Titans, we have the Green Man, which is actually like a best buddy of Cernunnos. They're, very closely related. And he's about abundance. So your guides and your ancestors are telling you that you're going to have abundance, It's coming towards you. There's prosperity and growth are bursting forth. Any seeds that you plant right now will definitely flourish. And it's all about this birth, death, and rebirth kind of cycle. It's the flow of life. And there's a great invocation that goes with the Green Man that I'd like to read to you. So this is really great to do, a lively chant to do outdoors with a group or by yourself, but with a group would be fun. And just get a drum and pound away. And here's what you say. Green, green, my heart it beats. Green, green, you who are the sound of my footfall in the forest. Hear my prayer tonight. You who are the nectar, roots, and flowers, feel my prayer tonight. You who grow straight and honest. You who seed and live and die. You who rise from the compost, speak your word tonight. Green, green, my heart it beats. Green, green. Green man, come forth. Green man, run forth. Green man, meet me. Green, green. So it's really calling the abundance, the green into your life. That you can find the Green Man in many cultures and carved into trees and in the nature. You'll find that a lot. So maybe that's also a call to you to go out into nature and call forth this abundance towards you. Okay, let's see what kind of charms you have. Well, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to put it in this bowl right here. This is my fancy crystal bowl. All right, so let's see what we've got. So here's a neat box. This one it's hidden. It's like Pandora's box. So if you think about Pandora, when you open it, you might find something that's not good. But this is a reverse of Pandora's box, where you open it and you find angels guarding you. So little angels are protecting you. So don't be afraid, angels are protecting you. Let's see what kind of letters you have. You have V and E and L and O. Ah, you got love. Cool. You got love. Oh, you got the sun. It's really good. It's like blessings coming, shining down on you. Great things coming towards you. You've got the saint. Well, you got this special saint who's also protector and guardian. So you've got a lot of guardians watching out for you. Liberty. So this means, it's like time for you to find justice, be free, do the things that make you feel like everything, to right the wrongs in your life, Here's some dice with some money. So it looks like you're going to have some good luck coming in and possibly money. Maybe you should go gambling, maybe this is a sign that, taking a chance sometimes is a good idea. Here you have a lyre symbol, which is music. There's a lot in the sound of music that can give you clues to also about your ancestors and other things. Here's a little diamond heart, so that it looks like love in your life or coming your way. Here's a fairy. That's my gentle blessing on you. And look, you've got a feather. Oh my gosh, you got a feather. So it's like this feather right here. So yeah, they're going to show you signs, more signs like this, your ancestors and your guides. And you got a key. So that's kind of like the key to open up things and find out things about who you are and where you're from and what your life purpose is and what to do. Because you have the power to make a difference. That is what your ancestors are saying. So step up and don't be afraid. All right, well, I hope you like that. I'm going to move on to the next. Okay, and here's the next one with the little rosary, portable rosary for those who need it, because it's always good to pray the rosary. Put that aside. All right, and we're going to put that aside. Your pouch of goodies. And let's see what we have. We have angels and ancestors. What cards do we have? So you have the magic guardian and the arrow. Unlock magic within and surround yourself with protective energy. So the magic guardian is saying, stop looking outside yourself and recognize that you have incredible power within. And this, whenever it's written with a K, the magic like that, it's calling upon the energy of the universe. And so that's symbolic in many decks. You might see that using the K on magic to call in that power. So basically, your ancestors are telling you, you are the answer. You have it all within you. And let's see what else. So the arrow is about surrounding yourself with positive people, and experiences and environments that make you feel safe. So call in your angels and guides and ancestors to bring protection. This is about protection. It is surround yourself with protective energy. Careless people sometimes can make choices that will bring you down. So don't let others' energy lower your vibration. It might not be of a conscious will of theirs. Sometimes it is conscious. Sometimes there's people who are jealous or envious or just cruel. But most people, when they do stuff like that, is kind of just out of carelessness. So be cautious of that too. It can be just as harmful. So trust your intuition when it comes to people. That's what the ancestors are saying. And then from the goddesses and sirens, you have Pomona. So Pomona is about plenty. That is, here's another abundance card. Trust that you have enough. Ask and you will receive. It's time to prune back the dead wood in order to grow. It's about nourishing yourself and the earth. And this is also for those of you who have a garden or want to grow plants. It's a great way to get in touch with nature. It's a great way to feel the earth, to get, it's a great spiritual kind of connection with the earth, which is important because you're also one that's going to bring about changes to the earth. And so you got to get in touch with the earth. And so so this gardening thing works really good, and I mentioned this in a different reading, with the moon, and like the Farmer's Almanac will explain moon cycles and how that works to help your garden grow. And this card in particular has a full moon ritual that goes with it, an invocation, and I'll read some of it to you. So we just had last night full moon in Scorpio. It's the flower moon. It's also blue moon. And I feel like the power of the moon is still going strong. But if you wait now a few more days, it'll start to wane. So I feel like you still have this full moon power that you can work with if you want to. So this can be done on an existing garden or when sowing seeds or seedlings. Or if you want to try it in a small way, grab 1 or 2 small edible potted plants. It's also suggesting that growing your own food sometimes is a great idea. Even if you're in an apartment, you can have an indoor kind of garden. They even sell things like that. So if you're interested in doing that, that would be a great idea. So first of all, gather a red candle, a green candle, a ripe tomato, and a watering can filled with water, and pruning shears or a small knife. Then light the red candle and call, Pomona, red-checked maiden of plenty, goddess of the garden, beloved of all, I invite you to tend to my garden. Hear my call. Now tell Pomona what you would like for your garden. If you actually have a garden, step into it, or step out in it. If you don't have a real garden, just imagine you do in a meditation, and then give Pomona a tour. Tell her about the ripe fruit and wildly growing herbs you've been planting, and how it will be fertilized by the insects, and how you appreciate the flowers. Hold the watering can, think about the garden of plenty, about your life being plentiful in all aspects, and then feel this power and allow the emotion to rise. Now imagine extending this energy into the water, pouring the watering can down and holding up the pruning shears or knife, and say, I know to grow, I know to glow, I agree to cut and prune under the moon. Then water your plants and say, grow, grow in the name of Pomona, grow. Make a small cut of a dead leaf or a dead wood and say, prune away, cut away, in the name of Pomona, I prune. Bury the tomato and say, I offer this to you, Pomona, thank you. Go back inside and light a green candle, saying, I accept plenty in my life. Then think about what you will now accept growing into life, like more success, better relationships, or even more prosperity, and then blow out the candle. So that's a really nice little ritual that you might like to try, whether you have a garden or not, maybe just to attract plenty in your life. All right, so let's move on to your charms. And I'm going to use this crystal basket, because only crystal will do for you. It's another heirloom that I found. All right, let's see what you got. So as far as letters, you've got W and a D. Oh, look, you got wed. And you got an A. It could be, no, that's not how you spell weed. Wed. All right. Okay, let's roll the, let me see. Let's roll the die and see what number you get. You got a 3. And you got a mermaid. So mermaids, they're very feminine. They go deep, deep in thought. It also reminds me a lot of Pisces and out-of-the-box kind of thinkers, thinking deep thoughts. You got a cross, so it's kind of got a religious or a spiritual twist. You have prayer, so there's different ways to call, in Christianity you say praying, but in other ways you just say manifesting, so they're all kind of similar. Here you got this really beautiful snowflake that came with Goddessprovisions, and this to me just symbolizes uniqueness and creativity, and that you're no one else is like you. And just use that, use your abilities of uniqueness. And we have a star. You're a star. You also have some protection from St. Anthony. So he's the finder of lost things. You've got this kind of a stone heart, which is good. It's kind of like a solid connection, solid promise of love. And you got a little fairy which I feel like is kind of like a blessing for me to do well. You got the other dice with the money symbol, so that's plenty. That's another plenty sign, which means you're going to attract abundance and things coming toward you. And the dice to me symbolizes in any way. It's like whatever way you choose to, it's going to happen. So there's no right or wrong about how you go about it. Oh, flowers for the garden. So if you grow flowers or herbs or something related to that, that could be part of what you do to make the earth better. You get a little message from Mom. She says hi. So those of you who have a mom who's passed or a grandmother who's passed, they're giving you loving thoughts. And here is a shuttle earring. The shuttle represents to me space, like launching and going to new heights. So yeah, I feel like something exciting is going to happen to you guys, that you're going to attract a lot of abundance with some new idea, and it could have something related to the earth or to gardens or to that kind of thing. And then you have this whale, which is another symbol of abundance and communication too, like a really interesting, intelligent communication, deep communication. Like this and the mermaid are very deep and thoughtful and kind, interesting communication. So there's some interesting symbols there. So I hope you like that, and I hope you liked your message from ancestors, and keep talking with them because they can hear you and they know how to communicate with you. It sounds like from these symbols that they're really in touch with you and you're in touch with them. So I hope you like that. Moving on to the next. Okay, last but not least, we have this nice little whiskey bottle. Perfume bottle. And you got the red pouch. Hold that for later. And then we've got some cards here. You got a Kuan Yin card and a couple of, more than two. A lot spit out for group 3. I'll tell you more about that. So we're going to set the Kuan Yin to the side. And so it was interesting how each pile spit out a sacred card and plus a message card. But this one spit out 2 sacred cards and a message card. So you got, and this, at first it just spit out 1. Spit out Father Sky. And I was like, oh, well, just to be fair, I need another one. And then it spit out 2 more. Well, actually spit out a bunch more, but I took the top 2. So we have Seer and the Moon. So this, I think, this kind of actually touched home base for me, I just want to say. So Father Sky is trust in the unknown. And Father Sky is saying, trust that your path is unfolding exactly as it needs to. You have a personal relationship with the Great Father. Know that He is lovingly leading you forward. And then it's saying to step back, and you're a co-creator. You're not the only creator. There's God, there's the divine sources out there, spirit that's creating for you, that's trying to work things in the background for you. And you are helping along, but you sometimes just need to step back for a moment and allow things to happen. And so know that He is lovingly leading you forward, and step back to let this miraculous energy come forth. See things from a higher perspective, like the eagle does, And I love the eagle because the eagle is the high symbol, the highest, well, other than the phoenix, it's the highest symbol of Scorpio. And the final message for this, which kind of touched me, is that if your father figure is in heaven, know that his spirit is drawing close. So this is kind of a message from your dad if he's passed. And he's one of your ancestors who's protecting you and guiding you. And he's saying he's near and he's watching you and he's helping you. He's watching you from like an eagle eye point of view. So if your dad is on earth, though, there's an opportunity to heal something, whether present or past. So those are the messages. And then seer, which kind of, well, feels like me, kind of looks like me too. See beyond the current situation. So this is saying look beyond your current situation and raise your vibration and focus on love. Let go of your ego, let go of doubts and things that keep holding you back. Let go of those things. Those things aren't real protection. That's just your ego, your fake protection, which isn't real. It's just your ego. If you really focused on your inner voice and your guides, then you know the truth, right? You know what's really real. So this is saying you're moving towards something extremely uplifting and enlightening. So stay calm and keep your eyes on the prize. I'm like, okay, yes, sir, yes, sir. So my dad's saying, keep your eyes on the prize, basically. He's in heaven. He's in the sky, looking down like an eagle. And then finally you get this moon message, which is kind of appropriate because I went through this really massive ritual yesterday on the full moon in Scorpio, which is my sign, Scorpio. So if any of the rest of you resonate with me on this, then hello, sisters and brothers, hugs to you guys. Guys, anyone who has a father pass away, who feels connected to the eagle, who has any kind of Scorpio energy, and who did a moon ritual, this might all resonate with you. Because it resonates with me. So the moon is saying, use your intuition, practice discernment, see through illusion and blockages. Remember, those illusions and blockages come from your ego, come from the doubts, right? The truth comes through it comes through clear cognizance. It's the knowing. That's the truth right there. And so the lunar energies will help you through these kind of phases in your life, especially when you have doubts and stuff. And if you haven't done any kind of moon and Scorpio ritual or anything, then there's still time left today. I feel like you still have the power of the moon protecting you, but fairly soon the moon will start to wane. But when you have a waning moon, that is when you put your projects into action. So remember that. Okay. And so pulled a Kuan Yin oracle card, and I got Blossom of the Sky Dancer. So she's saying, be creative and go with the flow. Don't force things. You are creating something important right now toward the spiritual awakening on this planet. That's what your ancestors are saying. That what the things that you're doing right now are going to create this higher level of consciousness for all of us. So keep on that path. Don't let naysayers or doubts or fears get in your way. Just keep on the right path, everybody. So there's a prayer here. If you'd like me to read that to you, I will read that to you. So the prayer to the Sky Dancer is, Beloved Kuan Yin, Sky Dancer, blossoming with creation, I am one with the power of the Divine Feminine. I am one with peace, with creation that will manifest. I am love. I am surrendering. I am Yin. I am blessed. I let go to receive. I let go to flow. Peace in my heart now fertilizes my creation to grow. Om Mani Padme Hum. Alright, so let's take a look what is in your pouch. I got this fancy crystal bowl here from my ancestors. I think that was from my Auntie Azara, who gave me this lovely Azara ring that I call Azara ring. let's check this out. So you got some letters in there too. All right, let's see what we've got. All right, so let's first start with the letters. You've got an M and a T and a J, yeah, and an S. Those are my initials. And then they got this interesting railroad symbol. So it's kind of like slow down, hold on. Ooh, it says Operation Lifesaver. Somebody's saving your life. Is this an interesting Jack Skellington button? So somebody interesting and unusual is in your life or coming into your life. You have this nice green rock, which is kind of associated to the earth and groundedness and staying focused and grounded. Got a C button, which is another letter that I associate with, cherry. You got music also. Oh, this is the harp or lyre, which, kind of symbolizes the music that's in the airwaves that connects us. My dad, for instance, he was a singer, so this is special to me. Here's a guardian angel. This one was given, and if any of you, are thinking about babies or kids or children, somehow this might give you a message, baby boy. So I'm not sure what that means, but I feel like you know what that means to you. And then we have, this is like a cascading amount of stars. The stars are shining for you. Something great is going to happen for you. Now, if anybody knows what this symbol means, I looked up in the Chinese letters and couldn't find anything, and I couldn't find anything in the Japanese letters either. So if you know what that is, let me know, because I like to let you know. But I feel like this is like a good fortune type of symbol, like something good happening for you. And also possible, foreign or languages or just meaning symbols. You also have religious or spiritual guidance. Here's a safety pin, which means safe. You're safe. And you have a fairy. This is sort of a blessing of the fairies for you. And then I got this really nice looking heart that says someone special. So you have someone special in your life or someone special coming towards you. And there's this ring that has an S on it, so that might mean something. My dad's last name was Stenborg, just like mine. Yeah, and I did that. You got the moon and the sun. Like this is sort of a kind of like a yin yang kind of symbol to me, like like a twin flame relationship maybe. One of you is like a moon and one of you is like the sun, but you're kind of together. You're going to come together and make this sort of whole piece together. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, and you got some cherries. So whoever else out there that's named Cherry or have some kind of, this could have to do with food and eating, right? Or that cherry juice. I know cherry juice is good for you. That might be special medicine for you that will help you. But there you go. That's a nice cherry symbol. So I hope you like that. It's interesting letters and symbols for you guys to take a look at. And if you like that, give it a thumbs up. Please feel free to comment below. I know it's a little bit different, but I like trying new things out. So thank you again, Charmed Intuition, for your idea and your permission. And yeah, if you guys need anything, please feel free to check out the description box. My email address is at the very bottom, so you can contact me for private readings. And the first link is the Goddessprovisions. Those are the two important ones. Please feel free to check out the Goddessprovisions link and get yourself a beautiful subscription box full of goodies that is very affordable, $33 a month. And you don't even have to get it every month. Just get it one time if you need something for someone, even other than yourself, a gift, a birthday present, a graduation present, anything, it makes a nice gift. And then come see me on Instagram and on Smule. I've been singing with a lot of you guys out there, so I'm enjoying that very much. So I hope you like that, everybody. I'll see you around. Faith, trust, and pixie dust.